What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never. Today I'm going to be giving an update on HBAR. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
So this was HBAR in my video I posted 3 weeks ago titled HBAR looks ready to explode, and it was trading at just under 6.5 cents. I drew it in an ascending triangle, I called out the bullish divergence, and I talked about how price action was bouncing off the 21-day moving average as support, all of which are very bullish indicators. And this is HBAR now trading at just under 9 cents, and at its peak it was around 9.5 cents. So had you guys taken this ascending triangle trade, you could have made up to 48% gains in 3 weeks. And if you compare that to the stock market, where the average return is 10% in a year, that would mean we made in 3 weeks what the stock market makes in just under 5 years, which are incredible gains. And if you enjoy making gains in the crypto market, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Help me pump that algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. But I will go deeper into the charts at the end of the video, and there are some things you need to see, so make sure you stay tuned. Now, as I was saying, HBAR is currently trading at just under 9 cents. Its market cap is just over 3 billion, which ranks 31st among all cryptocurrencies. And it is good to see HBAR is back above 3 billion. It hasn't been this way for a long time. And its circulating supply is 33.6 billion out of a max supply of 50 billion, which is about 67% in circulation. And if you guys are looking to trade HBAR, I recommend using Binance or Coinbase. I think those are the two easiest centralized exchanges to use. But now that HBAR is reaching new local highs, I want to try and come up with a reasonable price prediction for HBAR next bull run, as we are getting more and more people who are interested in this project. So if you come over to market cap of and you start off by comparing the current market cap of HBAR to the all-time high market cap of HBAR, which was 6.8 billion. If HBAR got to these levels, it'd be trading at a price point of 20 cents, and that'd be a 2.2x. Now, personally, I think HBAR is going to smash these levels. We are already halfway there, and the bull market has barely started, if it's even started at all. So now if we compare HBAR to the all-time high market cap of Chainlink, which was 22 billion. If HBAR got there, it'd be trading at 65 cents, and that'd be a 7x. Now, to be completely honest, I might be a little bit disappointed if HBAR only reaches these levels. Not because a 7x is bad, because again, if you compare that to the stock market, it's actually amazing. But I personally just have such high hopes for HBAR. You have to understand, HBAR has such a unique, innovative technology. It is the first ever Hashgraph, not to mention who's in their governing council: Google, IBM, LG, many huge names. So again, I think 22 billion is reasonable. And now if we compare HBAR to the all-time high of Shiba Inu, which is a meme coin, 41.1 billion. If HBAR got there, it'd be $1.22, and that'd be a 13x. Now, this is getting a little bit more ambitious. 41.1 billion is not an easy task at all. But honestly, it does not make sense that a meme coin could hit these levels, whereas a top tier layer 1 cannot. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it hit these levels. But there will be a lot of things that will have to break right for HBAR. And now my final comparison is with the all-time high of Solana, which was 77.4 billion. If HBAR got there, it'd be $2.30, and that'd be a 25x. Now, obviously, this is the most ambitious comparison yet. Solana went nuclear last bull run. And I will say a big reason for that is because FTX was completely backing them, which helped them explode. Now, what you also need to understand about the crypto market is that right now it is heavily driven based on hype and speculation. So the big question of whether or not HBAR can reach these levels depends entirely on the hype around HBAR. But these price comparisons are just for educational purposes. Please do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Now we'll go over some HBAR news. So this is their Twitter, which has 315,000 followers. And I like this quote they just posted 4 hours ago. "We want policymakers to understand the richness of blockchain and DLT. Enable the technology to benefit consumers. If they only think about it from addressing fraud, they're going to potentially throw the baby out of the bathwater." An interesting thing to say at the end there, but it's honestly true. I've discussed in many of my other videos how a lot of the high-ups are just so concerned with the negatives of crypto, or at least what they perceive to be a negative. Take Elizabeth Warren, for example. She says that crypto's only use case is criminals and drug traffickers. So I completely agree. Hopefully the policymakers start to understand the actual potential of the technology, rather than just their negatives. And then what Mance Harmon said here December 19th, seeing complaints about skyrocketing gas fees. The cost to use Hedera is denominated in dollars, not HBAR. Result equals inexpensive, predictable pricing. Hedera is smart. And then Hedera subtweeted him. Highly volatile and regularly unaffordable network transaction fees are wild. Hedera does things different. Take Ethereum, for example. You see people all the time complaining about how bad gas fees are. And I don't disagree with them at all. I know firsthand how bad they are. So the fact that Hedera's gas fees aren't bad is a great sign for their ecosystem during the bull run. And just in case you guys didn't watch my last HBAR video, I want to point this out. So Hedera has a newly appointed council president, Charles Adkins. Now at this point, it's a little bit too early to tell whether or not this is a great move. Now that being said, I'm definitely not saying it's a bad move either, but anytime leadership changes, it's something to keep your eyes on. But now we'll go over some macro news that could affect HBAR's price action, even though it's not directly correlated to HBAR. So this is Watcher Guru's Twitter, and they just posted 22 hours ago. Hong Kong Security and Future Commission says they are prepared to accept spot crypto ETF applications. I'm telling you, once these ETFs get approved, it is going to start a chain reaction, and a whole bunch of countries are going to start doing it as well. And they are going to make it significantly easier for everyone to get into cryptocurrency, as there are so many people right now that don't understand self-custody. So instead, they'll be able to treat it similar to a mutual fund in the stock market. And then one of my favorite things is what they posted December 21st. El Salvador passes law to grant citizenship to foreign Bitcoin investors. I'll tell you what, El Salvador is trying to become a powerhouse. They have been right at the forefront of this Bitcoin innovation, and I do genuinely believe at the end of the day, it's going to work out well for them. Now for the final part of this video, we'll go over some technical analysis. So this is HBAR on the daily time frame. And as I said initially, had you guys taken this ascending triangle trade, you could have made up to 48% gains. Now I will say, when this ascending triangle broke out, in my last video, what I said is that if you guys had missed out on the HBAR move, what I personally would look for is for HBAR to flag out. As you can see right here, this is my previous HBAR video, and I projected out a bull flag. And I said, while this happens, the RSI and stochastics would start to reset, and the 21-day moving average would start creeping up, and price action could get a bounce off of it as support. And it did actually start to flag out, but it actually broke down even more violent than I thought it would. And it came down right above the 21-day moving average, which if I adjust the flag, it gave the RSI and stochastics a little bit of time to reset. Now I will say this bull flag has a measure move to just above 10 cents, which would create new local highs. But at the same time, if you look at price action, we swing from a lower high to a higher high. The RSI makes a double top. That is Class C bearish divergence, which typically signals a local top has been reached. Now you could argue that that has already started playing out, as the previous two candles have been red. And honestly, I might do the same thing as before. I would draw out another bull flag and see if price action comes down and touches the 21-day moving average, as that could be a very strong support level. But overall, the reality of HBAR right now is it is very overbought. We have went nuclear recently, and you always have to remember that nothing goes up forever. There will always be pullbacks. So here in a couple days, you might have a better opportunity to get back into HBAR. Now, lastly, I'll go over Bitcoin as it's correlated to most altcoins. And it's cool to see that Bitcoin is playing out exactly how I thought it might. So in all of my previous videos, I've been talking about how Bitcoin is trading in a bull flag, and it's using the 21-day moving average as support perfectly. So I wouldn't be surprised if it started to break out. And that's exactly what it's doing. And this has a measured move to over 48,000. Now, something to keep your eyes on is whether or not Bitcoin makes a double top. If it does continue to break out, we need it to close a candle above 44,600. But as usual, just understand that Bitcoin is also extremely overbought on the weekly time frame. 9 out of the last 10 candles have all been green, which is classed as a parabolic move, and even the one red candle was a bullish hammer. So as good as the daily time frame looks for Bitcoin, it is still going to be working against the bigger time frames. So I wouldn't be surprised if everything cools off a little bit in the next couple weeks. Yet at the same time, macroeconomics significantly outweigh technical analysis, and they've been talking about how the Bitcoin spot ETFs could get approved January 5th through January 10th, which is right around the corner. And if that happens, that could potentially skyrocket the entire market. On the contrary, if they get rejected, that could potentially tank the entire market. So just understand in the short term, crypto is going to be extremely volatile. Anything can happen. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments, how high do you guys think HBAR will go next bull run? If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.